One of my wedding days with Noah was a total mess. His sister was throwing a fit, threatening to jump off a building. Noah skipped the whole thing, leaving me to handle all the guests on my own. Later on, when I was pregnant and about to have our baby, his sister pulled the same stunt. Noah bailed on me again, and things ended in tragedy. But then, I got a second chance and found myself back at that insane wedding. This time, I didn't beg him not to leave like I did before. I just quietly straightened his suit and said, "Stay safe on the road." Noah grabbed my hand, looking super guilty. "Sorry, Sophie needs me." His sister, whom he treats like a rare gem, demands a lot from him, both money-wise and emotionally. Even though I knew Sophie wasn't really planning to jump, Noah still ditched the wedding, leaving me alone. I changed into a dress for the toasts and stepped out to entertain the guests. The whole wedding wrapped up before Noah came back. Sophie took some pills, but she's okay now. I spoke softly, understanding and gracious. "It's all right. We're married, so Sophie is like my sister now." Hearing this, Noah's body tensed up and his expression got a bit shady. In my last life, I jumped into this marriage without knowing I was just a front for the brother and sister. Noah and his sister had a weird relationship that was hard to explain. They share a dad but have different moms, and they grew up living together. Sophie always leaned heavily on her brother. She messed with his dating life and eventually tried to control any female friendships he had. Their dad couldn't handle it and set up Noah and me together. To keep his sister's reputation intact, Noah reluctantly married me. After tying the knot, the siblings were always together. Multiple times when I was out, they'd bunk in the same room. Sophie's dad said family scandals shouldn't get out, pushing me not to divorce his son. I put up with over 1,000 tough days in this frustrating marriage. Then I got pregnant, thinking things might improve, but Sophie started acting even more recklessly. Several times in my second trimester, I almost miscarried because of her. Finally, when it was time to give birth, the day my water broke, Sophie intentionally called Noah away, leaving me alone in a remote spot with no cell signal. In the end, it cost both me and the baby our lives. Fate played a cruel joke on me, bringing me back to square one. After the wedding, we headed home. Sophie was sitting barefoot in the living room. Noah saw her and instantly freaked out. "Sophie, why aren't you wearing shoes? What if you catch a cold in this weather?" He warmed her feet with his hands. Sophie gave me a triumphant look. I smiled and turned back to the room. I realized this wedding night, meant to be mine, belonged to Sophie instead. Sure enough, that night, Noah didn't come back. He was busy comforting his sister. The next morning, the housekeeper made breakfast. When I stepped out, I saw Noah feeding her milk. Sophie, already in her 20s, looked up and said in a cute voice, "Brother is the best." Seeing me awake, Noah quickly poured me a cup of milk too. "Durin, come have breakfast." I sat down next to him and grabbed a piece of toast, but Sophie snapped at me. "That's the toast my brother made just for me. You can't have it." I obediently put it back, making her even more smug, stabbing her knife through the bread with a sharp sound like she used to torment me. Without hesitating, I stood up, tipping over both her and the plate. Sophie didn't see it coming and started crying instinctively. With her feeding gone, I said coldly, "I'm leaving. You enjoy your time with your sister." Noah was shocked by the change in my once easygoing nature. "Where are you going?" he asked awkwardly. I grabbed my bag and flashed a standard smile. "To work, of course. Since the Desbois family sees me as just a facade, I might as well use this as a stepping stone. Sophie's dad gave me shares and money when we got married, and those are valuable assets. I needed to strengthen my position using this opportunity." When Sophie's dad saw me at work, he was surprised. "Serena, you've got a month off for your honeymoon. Why not go somewhere with Noah?" I saw through his fake smile. In my last life, he threatened to kill my parents if I dared to divorce. To hide his daughter's disgrace, he sacrificed others' happiness. The Desbois family really had no good people. But now, I just gave a sweet smile. "Dad, I'm just thinking of you working so hard and I wanted to help out." He was thrilled, saying, "My kids aren't as capable as you. Your new office is renovated. Let the secretary know if you need new furniture." "Thanks, Dad." Back in the office, my assistant brought me tea and casually mentioned, "I just saw Noah book 2 tickets to Disneyland in Japan. You're really lucky." I kept a calm exterior. The tickets definitely weren't for me. He was likely planning to make it up to his sister. I closed my files and instructed, "Don't let the chairman know about the tickets." In the past, Sophie's dad blocked the siblings from getting too close, making Sophie blame me more. This time, I've decided I will be the best sister-in-law, helping their forbidden love thrive. Sure enough, the Disneyland tickets were Noah's way of making up with his sister. Two people have been secretly keeping things from me. They told everyone they were going abroad for business. Before they left, Sophie hinted at me several times. I ignored her completely. Noah seemed a bit guilty. "Serena, what souvenir do you want? I'll bring something back from Japan for you." I smiled at him and replied softly, "I don't need anything. Just don't work too hard." Noah still had some conscience toward me then. He said with guilt, "I'm sorry for putting you through this by marrying me." I got up to help him pack his luggage. Casually, I brought up, "Did you close that deal with Vincent you mentioned before?" He was surprised at first, then suspicious. "Why are you asking? You're usually not interested in my work." I just said, "I see you're working too hard. Have you had any time to focus on work?" He needed a capable assistant, and I was there as support for him. Noah handed me the details of the deal with Vincent. "This Vincent is demanding and hard to deal with. If you can't handle it, just wait for me to get back." I glanced over the materials. Quickly, I said, "Let me give it a shot. It won't hurt if I don't succeed." We barely talked for 10 minutes. Sophie knocked on our door. "Brother, will you come watch a movie with me?" Noah quickly put his stuff down and left. The siblings have a secret spot of their own. There's a theater with a starlit ceiling on the basement level. Every time Sophie watches a movie, she insists Noah be there with her. Nobody else can enter that theater, not even Sophie's mom and dad. When she's upset, Noah spends whole nights there with her. As expected, he didn't come back that night. I didn't care at all. I got up early for work the next day. With experience from a past life, I quickly got the hang of the company's business. While Noah was in Japan with his sister, I managed business alongside Sophie's dad. Using my expertise and insight, I quickly earned the appreciation and trust of Sophie's dad. He often lamented that neither of his kids were as helpful. It was me, the daughter-in-law, who was most helpful in his business. When Sophie returned from Japan, she was in a great mood. Every so often, she'd show off the necklace Noah bought her. "Hey, sister-in-law, you wouldn't believe it, but my brother spent 3 whole days with me in Disney. We did every ride, and even bought these cool rings." She looked like a smug little girl showing off her cleverness. I praised, "It's really pretty, suits your complexion." She didn't expect me to stay calm. A bit thrown off, she added sarcastically, "Sister-in-law, I'm so sorry. This trip was supposed to be your honeymoon. Didn't expect my brother to ditch you to be with me." I closed the file in my hands, turned and said seriously, "It's no big deal, sis. Anything you want, I won't compete for, but the things I want, I'll make sure your Dubois family compensates for them bit by bit." Sophie couldn't keep boasting in front of me alone. After strutting around a while, she left. From then on, a subtle triangle formed in our home. I pretended to be tolerant and oblivious, while she acted out constantly, trying to prove her place in her brother's heart. Noah showered her with affection. The siblings grew bolder in front of me. Sophie's parents didn't live with us. They'd occasionally visit and notice something off, but with me covering up, it got dismissed. Noah felt guilty for neglecting me, so he introduced more clients to me in business. My work became busier and busier. Sometimes, I'd just stay at the office overnight. Sophie's dad wasn't in the best health, often going to the hospital. I stayed by his side, helping with everything, registering, getting meds, seeing the doctor. Even the doctor praised, "President Noah, your daughter is very considerate." Sophie's dad's smile froze, thinking his own daughter only knew how to whine and fuss. How could she be thoughtful like me? But he didn't correct the doctor. Maybe he was slowly accepting me as a daughter, but I couldn't forget how he once forced me to stay in the Dubois family. After leaving the hospital, Sophie's dad seemed hesitant to speak. "Durin, Dad knows marrying Noah was hard on you. Your relationship is rocky now, but a child will fix everything. Our family can't go on without an heir. You need to try hard." I played the obedient daughter-in-law, but inside I was seething. With Sophie's unpredictable nature, if I got pregnant, I'd face the same fate as last time. Gone with the baby. Sophie's dad probably felt age catching up. Both business and family matters wore him out. At family dinners, he started pushing for a grandchild. Whenever this came up, Sophie would blow up. I forbid you from having kids. In this world, my brother can only love me most. Noah quickly tried to calm her down. Sophie, don't be mad. Dad was just speaking hypothetically, but Sophie wouldn't let it go. She forced Noah to swear. Swear that if you have a child, bad things will happen to you. Noah had no choice but to comply. I found it ridiculous. In my last life, Noah and I did have a child, but it was me and the unborn baby who met a tragic end. Those who do evil never seem to face consequences. It's always the innocent who suffer. Hearing his daughter's antics, Sophie's dad slammed the table. Sophie, let me tell you, this family won't allow you to act against natural order. Your brother and sister-in-law are already spoiling you enough. If the Dubois family has no heir, I'll blame you, Sophie yelled at her father. Sophie's dad didn't hold back and slapped her across the face. That was it. Sophie was already in a shaky state of mind. She immediately started crying and making a scene. Noah had to do all he could to calm his sister down. That dinner was wild. Sophie's parents were fuming on the side. Sophie threw bowls and smashed plates, even knocked over the table. Noah had to clean up and smooth things over between both sides. I was just trying to keep a straight face, making sure I didn't laugh. Dinner was out of the question. After I took the folks home, I went out for a late-night snack, walked around downstairs a bit to digest it, then headed back home. As soon as I opened the door, there was Sophie, all curled up in her brother's arms, the two leaning on the sofa with the lights dimmed super low. In that moody atmosphere, you wouldn't want to break the vibe. Sophie had tear stains on her face and had fallen asleep after making such a fuss. Noah kept holding her in the same position the whole time. Thoughtfully, I handed him a pillow, then went off to rest myself. The next day, I woke up feeling great. Noah was having a hard time. He didn't sleep a wink, dealing with dark circles while washing up. I handed him a cup of honey water. Maybe skip work today and just be there for Sophie? Noah nodded tiredly. Thanks. I owe you. It wasn't tough at all for me. On the contrary, Vincent, who'd been avoiding meeting me, finally agreed to a meeting. I had to make the most of this shot. At work, I prepped all the negotiation materials and headed to Vincent's company. This Vincent guy, young and talented, but really difficult. I tried to set up a meeting with him at least 10 times, always getting shut down. Only thanks to a connection did he agree this time, right on schedule. I waited in the conference room for a whopping half hour before he showed up. When Vincent walked in, the room seemed to get heavier. The secretary politely brought me some coffee. Miss Duran, sorry to keep you waiting. I put down the paperwork. That's on me for being early. This is our company's info. Have a look. Vincent gave it a quick glance before speaking coolly. You know I'm partnered with the Dubois family, yet you dare try to take over the deal. I knew I couldn't hide it. I came with a contract and real intent to talk business, not for the Dubois family. As soon as I joined the Dubois group, I started building my own team. Right now, it's kind of coming together. We're ready to handle projects on our own. I've been using resources from Noah, taking on smaller gigs here and there, but that's not going to grow the team much. So I set my sights on Vincent. If I could land business with him, that'd let me break out on my own. Vincent, business is all about benefits. If I can offer you a better deal and superior service, choosing me could be your best option. In this economic climate, most companies are cutting costs and boosting efficiency. I didn't believe he wouldn't be tempted. Vincent chuckled. More than profit, I value stability and ability. How long can your small-time setup consistently deliver? Bottom line. He was tempted, but didn't trust me. Vincent, my team can work for you without payment until you're satisfied. I flipped to the last page of the proposal. These are past projects we've done. I have the capability to take on work independently. Give it a try. No risk to you. Maybe my sincerity got through to him. Vincent relented. He agreed to give me a 3-month trial. If he's satisfied after that, I'd secure a 3-year contract. I left his office, thanking him profusely, and worked late into the night. Noah went off to be with his sister again. Their playful noise echoed from the home theater. I got chills and hurried to bed. For the next few days, I worked late into the night. With me not around to annoy them, the siblings got even bolder at home. Once, a neighbor saw me and joked, "Hey, Joanne, with you gone, it's like they're the couple instead." I just smiled and didn't respond. Yeah, they basically want to be a couple anyway. I just smiled and didn't respond. Yeah, they basically want to be a couple anyway. I let them do as they wished. For a while, I basically lived at the office, leading the team to nail projects. Even Sophie's dad couldn't find faults anymore. After that family dinner fiasco, he stopped pressuring me to marry. He's terrified his daughter might have another meltdown. If we'd gotten out about this family drama, he'd have nowhere to hide his face. With the money I saved up, I bought my parents a bigger house and some properties. Mom doesn't know about the Dubois siblings and just thinks I'm unhappy in this marriage. She's asked me a few times, "Joanne, tell Mom honestly, are things off between you and Noah?" I brushed it off. "Nope, everything's fine, don't worry." Mom held my hand. "Don't worry, the money you give me, I'll save it for you. If things really don't work out, you've always got us." I nodded hard. My parents are my only true support in this world. As for those jerks, they're just stepping stones to my success. My hustle finally caught Noah's attention. It's been ages since he went to the office. Seeing my dedication to my career made him feel uneasy. "Joanne, you don't have to work this hard. I make more than enough for us." I immediately decided to move out. For my sister's emotions are still a bit unstable, you should really stay home and spend time with her. Honestly, I knew in my heart, Sophie's obsessive control over Noah was torturous. The siblings had grown up relying on each other. Noah had complex feelings towards her, but no matter how deep the feelings, time was everything. Just like now, we'd barely spoken 10 words before Sophie barged in and pulled him away. "Hey bro, I want to go see the ocean. Come with me." I seized the chance. "I have 2 tickets to Hot Springs after the ocean. You can relax there." Sophie showed a hint of disdain, but she still took the tickets. "You got lucky? I've been wanting to hit up a hot spring." I chuckled to myself. She was always using my tablet to check out different hot springs. So I went ahead and got the 2 most expensive and faraway tickets. They could enjoy a nice trip for a few days. By the time they got back, I'd already secured the deal with Vincent. Noah was a bit hesitant. "It'll take at least a week there and back, Sophie. I've got work to do." Sophie glanced at me. "Just let her handle it." I quickly chimed in, "Yeah, leave the company stuff to me." I went to a lot of trouble to get these tickets. It'd be a shame not to use them. Noah was still unsure. But it's almost the end of the year, work piling up. Sophie threw a fit. "I don't care. I want to go." She started to get teary-eyed, her usual trick. In the past life, she always used it to keep Noah wrapped around her finger. But you use a trick too much. It loses its power. Like now, Noah was hesitant. "Sophie, I'll take you after I finish this busy period. Okay? It's too much for Joanne alone with all the year-end stuff." That one sentence that seemed considerate flipped Sophie's switch. She was used to controlling her brother and having the obedient Noah. I sighed. "What a waste. If you're not going, I'll just give the tickets to someone else." Sophie shot me a deadly glare. "Who said we're not going?" She grabbed Noah's hand and the tickets to someone else. Sophie shot me a deadly glare. "Who said we're not going?" She grabbed Noah's hand and moved to the window. "If you don't come with me, I'll jump right now." Noah panicked. He hurriedly apologized and promised to take her on a week-long trip. They left without telling Sophie's parents. With me covering for them, nobody would find out. This week also happened to be the last week I had planned with Vincent, my team, and I had already delivered a perfect proposal ahead of time. We secured a 3-year deal with him. After signing the contract, he made the first payment. With that startup money, I had the confidence to break away from the Dubois family with my team. My secretary, knowing my intentions, cautiously asked, "I noticed the office building next door is looking to lease. Should we check it out?" I put down my pen. "No rush. There's still a big surprise yet to come." In my past life, my death became a cover for the siblings' illicit relationship. After I died, Noah claimed he was too heartbroken to marry again. Sophie moved into our marital home under the guise of comforting her grieving brother. They lived more like a couple than many married people, minus the kids. They were thriving. In this life, I leveraged the Dubois family to get resources and build my own venture. One day, I would leave after they paid the price. Sophie's dad was hospitalized with bronchial inflammation. I brought soup to the hospital daily. "Where are Noah and Sophie? Haven't seen them around lately?" he asked. I looked troubled. Maybe they are busy with something. Sophie's dad was somewhat suspicious and said angrily, "That's not how it should be. You're his wife. How can you not keep an eye on your husband?" I thought quietly to myself, "Isn't it you as their dad who failed to keep an eye on them?" Sophie's dad sighed. "Can't count on him for anything with the company." I hurriedly served him some soup. "Don't worry, I've got the company covered." I pulled out a proposal from my bag. With the year-end approaching, I made an event proposal for the company. The Dubois Group threw a big client appreciation event every year. It had to be a classy and lavish affair. How about we hold it at the Hot Springs? There are star-rated hotels and nice scenery. After the event, folks can relax and enjoy the hot springs. Sophie's dad, who was getting on in years, didn't have the energy for this stuff. Trusting me, he gave me full authority to organize it. I prepped the guest list and booked the hotel in Hot Springs. I timed it right to catch the siblings still enjoying their vacation. On the big day, I arrived early at Hot Springs. The place featured co-ed bathing with slots for 30 guests at a time. I made sure to schedule around when Sophie and her brother were soaking, arranged for the hotel manager to clear the area, and sent out the tickets to Dubois Group's key partners. Vincent was included in the mix. And so, I led a group into the siblings' secret spot at the Hot Springs. Seeing his kids in such a scene, Sophie's dad passed out on the spot. The partners were stunned. Everyone had been aware of the rumors around the Dubois family, but kept quiet out of politeness. Now they got the full show and a story to share later. The Dubois family quickly became the town's biggest joke. Vincent crossed his arms and watched the drama unfold with amusement. Sophie came running out of the hot springs, wrapped in a towel, ready to hit me. "You witch! You set me up, I'm gonna beat you today!" Noah quickly stepped in to hold his sister back. It took a lot of effort, but he finally managed to calm her down. I put on a sad face. "Sophie, I treated you like my own sister, and I can't believe you do something like this. No matter what, you and your brother are related. What you have is a twisted love." Noah didn't look happy either. "Joran, I didn't think you were like this." I didn't hold back. "You don't have the right to judge me." Sophie tried to jump at me again, but got dragged back to her room by Noah. Seeing that my plan had worked, I turned around to take the old man to the hospital. Once everything was settled, I returned to the hotel, and rumors had spread just as I wanted them to. "Hey, did you hear? Something's off with the Dubois siblings." "Yeah, shouldn't siblings be keeping a distance?" "You don't know the half of it. Noah was weirdly close to his sister even before his wedding. No wonder the old man's so upset he's sick." I listened to the whispers around me and nodded in satisfaction. That's the effect I was going for. After Noah had settled his sister, he stormed over to me. "Duran, what was that about? Did you bring us here to the hot springs just to mess with me?" My expression remained calm. My eyes drifted to the distant foggy hills, hazy white mist lingering around the mountains. It reminded me of my past life, unclear and directionless, fumbling around like being lost in those very mountains. But looking back now, the obstacles were just small peaks. The mist was just a trick of the eye. My life was never a cover for anyone. My fate was never to dress up anyone else's gains. "Noah, everyone has to face the consequences of their choices." His tone was hostile. "Have you ruined Sophie and me? Are you happy now?" I corrected him. "It's not me ruining you, it's you. From the beginning, when their inappropriate sibling relationship emerged, Noah failed to control it. He let his sister develop feelings she shouldn't have. And now, it's too late. Sophie's mentally breaking down now. Are you trying to drive her mad?" I let out a cold laugh. "Don't worry, she won't go crazy. Maybe this outcome is exactly what she wanted. With Sophie's crazy personality, she doesn't care about others' opinions. She isn't bound by any value system. She just knows that this incident has left my marriage to her brother in shambles, and she couldn't be happier to have her brother all to herself. But Noah is different. He's the oldest son of the Dubois family, raised to be the heir. He's bound by public opinion and morality. A secret affair was fine for him, but being exposed for incestuous relations is deadly. That's where the sibling conflict blew up. Sophie's dad was hospitalized due to anger. With me handling it, the annual meeting went smoothly. On the surface, everything seemed peaceful. Everyone ate and drank well. I let the rumors spread unrestrained. Occasionally, I even sent out some universally appealing gossip. In short, I wanted this situation to blow up all at once. After finishing all of this, I finally relaxed. I ordered a cup of tea at the hotel and admired the mountain view. During this season, the mountains are stunning. Trees are covered with white frost, looking like snow-capped mountains from afar. Suddenly, someone sat across from me. I turned to see Vincent. His tone held admiration. "Decisive actions hitting the bullseye, you're quite brave." "Thank you, Vincent." He took a sip of tea. "The best white tea is locally grown and never sold outside." He glanced at my cup with a thoughtful look. I turned to the waiter and got him a cup. "Just like mine. Yeah, the white tea is limited and never sold outside, but I own the place, so I can treat Vincent to some." Vincent didn't look surprised at all. From the moment I first looked for him, he understood what kind of person I was. Keep a calm heart, sweet talk, and use ruthless tactics. That's what I learned after a near-death experience. "After all this, you and Noah's marriage is over, right?" I laughed. "We never got the marriage certificate. It was all to appease his darling sister. When we were getting married, Sophie insisted we leave out the legal binding, even threatening with her life to stop it. And that's how it got postponed. Now it's saving me a lot of trouble." Vincent gently waved his hand over the steam above his cup, as if trying to grasp something intangible. He had a naturally calm and composed face, eyes that sparkled like stars in a sea of green. They were cold when observing, though you could catch a flicker when he spotted prey. "So you're single now, huh?" I shrugged. Being single isn't the most important thing for me. Vincent smiled warmly, taking a card from his pocket. "But it matters to me." The card had his private number, never shared before. It signified we could take things further. With that, Vincent left, knowing just the right moment to stop teasing. I finished my tea and went upstairs to see Sophie. She was lying in bed while Noah coaxed her to eat some porridge. "Sophie, please eat something. Your brother's asking you." She stubbornly kept her mouth shut. As soon as she saw me, she spat venom. "Get lost, you whore." I clapped my hands. "No offense, just reminding you to. Your dad's in the hospital. Maybe check on him." Sophie's dad just pulled through a rough spot, heard the family's dramas going around town, and he fainted again. Stress building up. The docs barely got him on and for drip. When he came to, he was all, "I can't go on," feeling like I'd let the Dubois ancestors down, saying he couldn't face them in the afterlife. The Dubois family's messy affairs were a joke in the circle, talked about for weeks. I can't say I wasn't amused. After everything went down, I packed my stuff fast and moved back in with my folks. They totally had my back, urging me to cut ties with the Dubois family. After Sophie's dad fell ill, he stopped managing the company. Noah had to step up, but he was rusty and his sister was kinda clingy, so he couldn't focus. The company's business tanked fast. Noah had no choice but to swallow his pride and ask me to help out. But I'd already set up my own thing next door, got my own office, and started a company. Brought over most of the clients from the Dubois days. Now they're my clients. "Noah, when you used me back then, you had to know this day would come, Duran. No matter what, without the Dubois family, you wouldn't be here. Just this once. Could you help me out? When you killed me last time, was that help? I didn't hold back. I told him to leave. After that, I didn't keep tabs on the Dubois situation, just heard the company's doing bad. Noah couldn't keep it afloat and sold it cheap. My life took a whole new turn. Achieved wealth, status, and career. Now I can do whatever I want. Vincent's been hanging around my company a lot, inviting me to dinner under the pretense of business talks. Even my secretary noticed. Does Vincent like you?" I just smiled and said nothing. Guys can be superficial with their affections. Now that I'm successful, he's interested. Like might just be curiosity, seeing a woman make it big. I neither chase nor reject. Don't shun kindness, but don't beg for love either. If I ever consider marriage again, I'm going to think it through. Vincent's patient, bringing me into his circle with resources, introducing big shots to expand my business. And I'm doing my part to help him out whenever I can. Mutual benefit is the key to a lasting relationship. Finally, he couldn't hold back and asked what I really wanted. I thought for a moment and seriously asked, "Vincent, if I entered your circle as your woman, enjoying your resources, what happens if we split? Do those resources vanish too?" He was speechless because the answer was yes. Relationships are fragile. Like before with the Dubois family, I lost my worth and no one cared if I was gone. I want to be valuable myself, not reliant on someone else for my place. That's what hit me when I got a second chance. Vincent's interest came because I'm already valuable. I've earned a spot where he notices and likes me. Vincent said, "Your career goals don't clash with my feelings." I looked to the sky. The mountains were the same, misty and moonlit. Scenery unchanged, but my perspective was. Used to seeing heavy fog, now it's a beautiful moonlit mountain. Maybe Vincent doesn't get what I'm after. Love, that's a match. Equal capability, or the guts to meet at the peak. These were choices I couldn't make in the past life. That night in the wilderness with my kid, I saw the mist rolling over the mountains, flowing into the endless moonlight. I realized the universe was saying, even trapped, I could fight to survive. Vincent's a great partner, but not the one. So he keeps asking, what am I really after? I've always been chasing the freedom to choose,